control that, so.
I'd hope you don't control their microphone. So, as you can see, there's more games here now.
Yes.
And where we last left off, the party had managed to end the repeating cycle that they're trapped in, and got the time crystal contained in that secure box that you guys sliced open. Not so secure anymore box.
It didn't fight back anymore.
It doesn't
Dang
necessarily close the way it used to.
Details.
And you guys continued on your way. The party ended up going back to your farm and unloading a lot of their stuff. They ended up selling most everything. And they just haven't gotten around to dropping those things off to the people who bought them. Which is something that I said would happen between sessions, which it has now been between sessions, and so it has happened.
Ah, nice.
So, you know what? I should probably items map. Not in the way anymore.
Ooh, new stuff together.
Background.
Yeah,
That.
Oh,
That. And.
Did we also get new stuff? Did we get an exciting amount of money?
Yes. You all got paid about 500 credit chits evenly.
Right.
The party decided to keep the secondary computer and the printer because, I mean...
Very nice.
Let's see, what happened next? Next, the party decided to go get some items, so all have a couple of days worth of dehydrated rations. And you each have a small bag on your person. In the bag is a bottle of pills, 100 count pills, and the pills contain all of the nutrients and calories you need to survive for exactly 1 day, water not included.
Very useful.
What else?
Who needs to chew anyway?
Right? It's not gonna make you feel full, but you'll be fine. It's not.
I'll just top it off with candy.
It's not like those foam dinosaurs in the pills. It doesn't expand in water.
What the shit? I wanted them all kind of dinosaur shaped. Oh yeah, I should probably... Is it this button? Can somebody say something?
Somebody.
Oh, that was totally the wrong button. Maybe this button. We have new headsets and it's still figuring out all the buttons.
Oh, I see.
I think I disabled the surround mode now, which makes everything sound... Yeah.
Okay.
Nice for games, but it's not so great for voice communication.
No, not really. You don't want to be talking to someone and then suddenly it sounds like they're behind you.
Oh!
Unless you're into that sort of thing. Let's see, what else? Let me take a look at my notes. Been 2 weeks, and I forgot some stuff.
Oh. Uh,
All right.
Something about us having to mention maybe there are updates on the computer, blah blah. But we will figure it out at some point, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plasma beam has been sold for 20 credits. So the owner of that, you have 20 more credits.
Hey, that was me.
The laser
I think.
cutter has also been sold for 5 credits.
That was all.
Yeah.
But all the good stuff.
Gauss hammer was pawned, and the owner of that got a whole 45 credits.
Oh, you can buy it back if it's pawned.
The nitro gun got appraised and repaired, as it was discovered there was a hairline fracture in some of the pipe, and if you actually fired it, it would have caused some significant crystalline growth.
Mm. What a shame.
The assault napalm was sold on the black market. Got 100 credit chits for the whole bundle. Stuff. Transparency acid was sold to a chem lab station for 35 credit chits. One of the horizon scopes was sold at the pawn office for 10 credits. Dominating potion was also sold at the chem lab for 48 credits. The Screaming Tornado engine was
Yes.
actually broken down for parts and used to fix the ship.
So every time it starts up now, we get a free shower, or?
Every time the ship starts up, it kind of squeals a little bit at first.
Exciting.
It sounds like an eagle.
It means it's more alive.
There is also a sign that's been put on each of the engines that says "Wear eye protection" in Braille.
Um,
Can we read Braille?
Well, it's standard Braille. I don't know if you can or not. You are you. Alright, then moving on to the cargo. Oh wait, no, I already gave you your cargo. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering with how much credits does that leave me?
I don't know, you guys should have been keeping track of that.
Ah, crap.
I was keeping track of my.
Everyone got 500 after the cargo was sold, excluding the printer and the computer. And the list I just went through was any bonuses the owners of those items would have received.
Oh.
I did.
I'll move you guys over to the war farm map.
Ooh.
And you guys can socialize between each other and maybe share some of the credits. The last party all passed out around each other, so you would have all, other than being at a new location, would all still be in proximity to each other. There is the distant sound of winds howling past metal beams, the occasional creak of steel straining against the forces, and the sound of a plasma torch being used somewhere and heavy metal hammers driving some beams into place. There is also the sound of people milling about around you, walking to where they want to go, and of course the big propaganda banders spewing their propaganda.
Propaganda guys do like the.
They do like to do that.
Sorry, I missed what happened.
The crystal is in the not-so-secure storage on the ship, the Little Rascal.
All right. So, new things. Ooh. Hi, you guys.
I actually forget who it was that had the adventure HUD, but you get a notification that you've acquired a quest item when you got the time crystal.
Ah, did I? Another quest item. Still not one.
Thankfully, you are allowed to put it down.
The time crystal item. I've got stuff missing.
Your hand is a little heavier.
Your hand.
Yeah.
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 Feels like it's got more electrons in it than before.
Yeah, you kind of have a microchip.
The hole in your hand thing has a whole new meaning.
The hole got smaller.
You know,
or
that,
something.
that piece of metal in your hand burns a lot more than it used to. It must be fuller.
Go hit the top.
Alright, where would you like to go? This is a sort of pseudo-military complex, but there are other towers that offer different things.
I have a feeling where Ark wants to go. I bet he wants a drink.
Does it involve getting inebriated?
Well, same for all these credits to sit there. Collect.
Fair enough. You just spent like a month's worth of time in the span of a week. Probably a little thirsty. So Bob's going to start looking for a bar. What's everyone else doing?
Are
I
we?
was suggesting.
Oh, yeah, that could happen too.
I am looking around me to check if we are anywhere close to the ship.
You can actually see the ship docked just under the railing. You're pretty close to it. You could
Okay.
even jump to it if you had to.
Hey, Hark, you want to check the ship and ship computer and stuff first, or do you just want to get a drink directly?
Yeah, go on then. Let's go speak. 5, 6.
See if she still knows me. Must have been ages.
Alright, so you guys go back to Rascal. Vi is actually not working on anything right now. She is asleep in the captain's chair when you find her.
Why are you sleeping on the job? Oh.
What?
Never mind.
Fuck off. What do you want?
Nothing, really. Hi, how are you doing?
Well, I was having a nice dream about tentacles until I was awoken so rudely.
All right. Each to their own.
If you don't need
Um,
anything, piss off.
Okay, bye. Maybe say hello.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
All
It's
right.
like Wi-Fi, but with more feathers.
Yes, also the computer is in a less in the way location. It was getting annoying climbing over it to get to the beds.
Yeah. I just noticed it.
I like
Anything
the new
interesting
stuff.
on it?
Alright, so you look at the computer. Essentially, the only note that's been left to you is basically describing what I just said at the beginning of the session. Just letting you know what all happened up to this point. And that there haven't been any pirate attacks recently, and that, I had their name. Oh, it's gone now. Bob's character was getting paranoid that they might get attacked again soon.
Change our names.
Oh, well, see, I don't have Discord open when I'm doing this. Okay, I do need an extra screen. Okay,
Everybody does.
Hark's character was... God damn it. Hark was getting paranoid. See, now I gotta get used to this.
So I'm paranoid that we're not being attacked often.
Yeah, at least that's what your character was doing in the other session. Oh, that reminds me. Appy, you actually have kind of a sore spot on your neck, and when you look at it, it looks kind of like a hickey.
Oi! Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, exciting things.
Anyone have a bird taste in their mouth? Wait.
It's bird season.
Anyone spitting up feathers?
Do I feathers stuck through my teeth?
Tastes like human. Wait, no.
You mean it tastes like pig?
A human tastes like chicken, so chicken tastes like human.
Human tastes
Chickens
like
are
pork.
birds.
I don't know what kind of
So-
humans you've been eating.
Chicken.
Clearly.
Just
Well, okay
chicks,
then.
I guess.
Alright, so that's what's on the computer. The computer actually automatically connected to the Wi-Fi at this location. There's a public Wi-Fi. You can turn that off if you want to stay secure, but there's nothing really important on the computer right now. The data silos were actually sold as well, so really,
Best they can do is put extra stuff on it.
yeah. You guys could install
Free
like
stuff.
a video game onto the computer if you wanted to pass the time while you're out in space, because it is a very long trek without hyperspeed.
This thing of Flash on it.
No, unfortunately, Flash died back in the year 2020.
What a shame.
There is an emulator for it, though.
The Flash emulator.
So we can
Right.
still play Habbo.
Right next to the Atari one.
Well, actually, I think I misspoke. This ship does have hyperspeed travel, but it's only warp 1 and side slipping. And you've already experienced slide slipping. It's kind of a risky thing to do.
You didn't die.
You only really survived because
That
you
we know
popped
of.
out like a couple of feet off of the surface of a planet.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, last time it got us to a lot of loot.
It did get you a lot of loot. Expensive loot.
See, Hark,
Let's
here's
do
my
it again.
here's my theory. We should go look for those pirates. Tell them we are this experienced scrapper crew. We can help them find their loot more efficiently. They won't attack us if we, you know.
You guys want to join the pirates?
Name pirates. I'm cool.
It would stop them attacking us too.
Oh,
Yeah,
if you
but the-
join the right faction, sure.
Yeah.
Fucking the interstellar space police. The wooded.
That is something you gotta pay attention to. You are currently at one of those interstellar police places.
Technically, I think we are actually part of them.
Well, you're indentured
So-
civilians, essentially.
So we already infiltrated.
See, I'm doing really well.
See?
We're one step ahead of the game here.
You already have something you can offer. Being spies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe.
Oh,
we're
but
only private first class, so our spy capability.
to a lot of those space folks, we must be really good at playing total idiots. Because we do actually know nothing. That must be helpful.
You could
In some
also
way.
be smugglers, since the military doesn't really pay too much attention to you because of your low position, but you're allowed to fly through the space. You could bring contraband materials in and out.
I only see upside.
Space pirates like.
And money.
You guys do have some space here in the ship that you could hollow out and store stuff. That's
Yeah,
on
make it
both
lightweight.
sides.
We're going very Firefly.
Heh.
Weight saving. Probably fell high.
Well, Vi has already alluded to working with the pirates in the past, so she probably has some understanding of what needs to be done to do that sort of thing.
And maybe have context.
Perhaps she has contacts, yeah. Right now, she's
Yeah.
told you to piss off, though. She's not in the best
t-
mood for talking to at the moment.
Ah,
Give her a
details.
mo.
I mean, those space pirates need to scrap ships as well. I'm sure they
Yeah.
leave behind drifting around ships with remains in it.
You guys could continue to be scrappers. It'd be a sort of cleanup crew at the same time, because there'd be, blood everywhere. But, hazards of the job.
Should definitely get. Can't see. Oh, we still got the skyhook.
You do still have the skyhook. It's in their tools here.
Perfect.
It's just, out of fuel.
So we need fuel.
Yeah, you need.
We should stock up on useful stuff. Yes.
You need either a platinum class battery for it, or some, what was it? Some more of these red crystals that power the engines.
Right. Hmm. Oh, is there any note from me on the computer?
There is not.
Okay. No.
Sad. You get the
can I bring
feeling
up
that
the-
your other players don't quite trust you guys yet, because you guys keep leaving them in weird situations.
Hey, we helped them get a crystal.
Yeah, stop the timey-wimey thing. You know, they sold all that shit that we gathered. I mean, we probably would have sold it anyway. Can I leave a note for the hack?
Sure. It's an open document. You can write whatever you want on there.
Yep, I write. Hello, hack. That's it.
That's okay. That's it. Don't know if you'll get a response from that, but it's a good start.
No, you gotta start. You gotta start small. Build bridges.
It's better than hi.
Not much, but a little bit.
I'm not sure if other Harko understand because didn't he only speak Mandarin?
So I imagine whatever practically Google is. Google?
Google still exists.
Okay, there'll be Google Translate. I'm probably translating. Assembling.
It's Google Universal Translate now.
Google
So,
Galactic.
is there a space eBay?
There's a couple of sites that work like eBay. eBay shut down a couple of years ago, actually, but it's just because it was getting out competed by places like Amazon e-commerce, Goodwill, turned into an online service. And yes, it's still a mob.
Nice.
That's cool. I reckon put a couple of more desktops for land. Well, at least land games for traveling. Minecraft. I imagine Minecraft.
Unreal gotta be still there.
Unreal Tournament.
It's the perfect game.
And carries mod.
Oh yeah.
Mario Kart.
Rust.
Obviously.
Yeah. No, do not install Rust.
Is my base still there?
Yeah,
Then we get rated.
our computers, you can't stop it.
I most
Yes,
certainly can prevent you from installing a game. I can place it in a part of the internet where everything is hacked and has viruses all in it.
Hiding.
Yes, I think
The brand new DRM makes you believe you bought a perfectly valid version of the game until you're halfway done with it, and then it just completely destroys your files.
Nice.
It's just... The more you
so
play it, the more information they skim.
rather than one game on get like a console with some pads or another and buy traveling.
So actually, after the 10th generation, consoles stopped being produced. A lot of what people would consider consoles are now VR rigs. And these are like full body motion rigs. If you want to get really expensive, you can do nerve ear stuff, where you just
Of course.
plug it into a
saw that
hole in the
online.
back of your head and go to sleep.
That's sort of
No, not the ones that will kill you.
I'm not going to recreate saw that online.
No, I mean, someone has, but it wasn't very popular.
Everybody wanted to be Kirito.
Yep, everyone wanted to be Kirito, and unfortunately, that's just not how it works.
What a shame.
What a shame, the self-insert fanfic isn't reality.
All right. Okay.
So,
Just get a couple of controllers.
Alright.
Open street maps. Find the lane.
So you're gonna go to the eBay equivalent, order a couple of retro controllers from the thousands, and wait for that to arrive, I guess. Alright. The street view opens up, and there is exactly one location on this tower that offers alcohol, and they do it in the form of proto-vaping, which is filling a 2-liter bottle with pressurized air and like a shot of alcohol, and then you inhale the vapors.
Sounds none of the fun of drink. Madness. I like to drink. Fun. Tasty drink.
It just goes directly into your bloodstream.
Yeah. But none of your stomach or anything out straight through you.
Are there any shops that sell alcohol to go, like in bottles?
Uh,
Why is it?
there are some around the docks that will sell you sealed containers. Stuff in flasks, things in glass bottles like wine and vodka.
Ah,
You're
well, you
telling
think
me some docks, no tavern.
There is.
My immersion is
Well, I'm sorry, it's a military kind of location here. The other towers are a little more normal. This is just the one you guys arrived at because, it's the one with the experimental technology.
right in the military. Don't.
It's kind of forbidden.
What?
hey, Hark.
And when they do, they're very efficient.
Yes.
Yes. I have the greatest idea. I mean, we're kind of rich now. We should be able to buy some furniture, get a load of drinks, some crates. We can turn one of the wing sections in a nice bar of our own.
Traveling space bar. Now available
Seems
on, what's that thing, what that app where you can turn your house into a hotel?
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
yeah.
I'm reminded of James May's caravan, actually.
Oh yeah,
Trailer.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Top Gear. Not Top Gear, but
the Grand Tour, I think.
Grand
That's the
Tour,
Grand
yeah.
Special, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this would make communication with the pirates so much easier as well.
Yeah,
The
well,
pirates
We
board
have
the ship
room
and
to
you just
parlay.
you hold up a mug.
Yes,
Alcohol?
exactly.
Let's talk.
Just fucking, they use a boarding ship and just drill a giant ass hole in the side of the ship and start running in guns ready and here? Can I interest you in a stein?
We have a tap on the outside for guests.
Oh god, you joke, but that was like a thing. Like back in medieval-ish Europe, uh, alcohol was starting to get kind of difficult to acquire for the lower class. Gin was the drink of choice for everyone from children to the elderly. And if you got caught making it, you could get your head chopped off. So what people did, or at least one person, is they set up a sort of a gargoyle on the wall in the shape of a cat, with a spout coming out of its mouth. So people could go up to that with their cups in hand and, say, here kitty kitty or something. And the person on the other side would, meow through the opening. The person would deposit some coins through the opening in the mouth and then hold their stein up under it and get an amount of gin through that hole equivalent.
Good stuff. I need it.
You could install something like that on the ship. I don't know how you're going to do it between vessels, but, you do have a back area that you're all standing in that can be depressurized to the vacuum of space.
You just tell the others, wait, you don't have a gin nectar compatible ship interface. What is this?
you don't have a hose?
Either way, I like the idea of we need to keep Hark happy. If he needs an emergency bar in one of the wings, I'm sure Vi will agree. We don't even have to ask; she's sleeping anyway.
Don't disturb. Get some barrels, taps,
Yeah, can we get some furniture here?
and
Hmm.
commerce.
Well, you guys are off to a good start. You already have one barrel.
Perfect.
Excellent.
It's not full
What's
of
in it?
absolutely nothing. It used to have water in it. That's gone.
It's our first seat, I guess. Very
We need
stylish.
to like clear out this back.
You guys can also pool your money together and collectively buy upgrades for the ship. Like, you can make it bigger, you can expand the wings and
Ooh.
put, like, missiles on them and stuff. You could put better engines in there. You could put windows in it so you can see what's going on.
That sounds like a great idea.
Or at least, like, cameras with video displays inside.
Cameras and will contribute.
Yeah, that seems like a more useful upgrade, perhaps, but maybe we can combine it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why not
bigger,
both?
bigger space for a bar. That's
Yeah,
So
if we
more
can make it bigger,
comfortable
we have more room for a bar.
Yeah, I mean,
room
if
for
we've got more room
activities.
for a bar, then we can get more people in to drink the beer. Profit. With the ship more people.
I have to get out of character for a second, but imagine the other side of this coming back to having a bar in the ship.
There's-
Nothing else happens. We have a bar down 20 times of alcohol.
We're doing a quest, but
the A-team comes back and the entire back half of the ship has been converted into a fucking space restaurant.
Also, all money is gone.
Who needs money anyways?
But yeah, there's like 6 locations in the ship that you can expand or modify or get rid of. Like, there's the airlock, essentially. You guys already have an oversized one, but you could always make it bigger. There's the living space, the junction, the captain's area, which is, again, oversized, and the 2 wings, which are used for storage and maneuvering.
We could do with more maneuvering
Yeah, that would help
and a bigger
evading
living
attacks.
space.
Yeah. I mean, evading attacks, and I'm thinking we can maybe do indeed something. If we were to make a nice place, say a bar or whatever else, just a nice extra living space, I would not do it in the back because that's that's the storage area. It's not as cozy.
yeah, but it's the first bit that you go to. Have to trip through the
It is kind of like a front porch.
It's just for us anyway.
I
Can we go to or pull up business contact details? That's a ship, right?
Yeah, sure. You can go to a website for the various shipwrights and get some general prices for additions and modifications and how long stuff is going to take to change, and of course an appraisal price and all of that. Or not appraisal, what is it? The guy that comes along and verifies that everything's up to code.
All right.
So the upgrades are getting, well, I gathered, visual for us, but eyes, maneuvering, possibly. Turning this floating restaurant.
Yeah, we don't have any real offensive capabilities at all, I think, now.
Well, you guys haven't actually seen any of the offensive capabilities. Vi has a
Laser
forward-facing
eyes.
forward-facing cannon that she can use, and there's also the flak gun in the back here. If you opened up the hatch, you can shoot out of the back. Granted, you'd have to have a spacesuit to do that, but it is an option.
That sounds a bit.
So if you want to install a camera array and a screen so that you can monitor what's going on outside. That's going to cost you 400 credits. If you want to upgrade the engines to the next stage up in power, you're going to be looking at 770 credits. And as far as offensive things, that really depends on what you want to get. A simple fire and forget missile is going to cost you 190 credits per. Another forward-facing gun, like the one that Vi already has, is going to cost you 70 credits. a scanner. Let's see, what is it? A multi-range scanner that cycles through the different audio frequencies and registers the ping back it gets for surveying terrain and finding minerals, and just figuring out what's on a planet is going to cost you 800 credits. But if you dock with a ship, you can also use it on the ship. Either you can dock peacefully or forcefully.
Sounds expensive, but it sounds like it's
Mm-hmm.
like scanning planets. They're going to go scrapping.
If you get a grappling hook for towing stuff around in space or lifting things on a planet, that's going to be 10 credit chits for the cheapest one and 630 for the most expensive one. And what you're looking at there is the range of the torque that the winch can apply and how strong the cable is going to be.
So you mentioned forward gun, got one forward gun. Possible top side mounted cannons.
So the forward one is slaved to the pirates, or not the pirates, the pilots' controls. They can momentarily divert their controls from flying the ship to aiming the gun, but most of the time it's just going to be pointing forwards. You can slave this particular type of gun in 1 to 4 group configurations, side by side and over under, before you have to move on to another location because there just isn't room for more stuff to get stuffed in the hole. You can mount one to each of the wings pointing forward or to the sides, not both. And you can have 1 or 2 coming out of the back corners of the compartment back here.
Right.
I was thinking, range of shooting enemies behind us or something.
Space is 3D, and this is a very 3D ship. It doesn't have any sort of retro or maneuvering like engines anywhere. Its thrust is entirely coming from the main engines. It moves the wings themselves physically on these axes here to actually direct itself. So, if you do stick a gun on the wings, either manually pilot it or have it gyrosynchric locked so that doesn't flip out.
Hmm.
The guns at the back. So would the back be able to shoot like if they're on top they'll be around us? restricted. Don't know what the profile of the ship is.
So this type of gun has a adjustment range of about 45 degrees up and down, with the flattest portion being at 0, and it's able to rotate 360 degrees around its axis. If you put it on the top of the area you guys are standing, you can fire at anything in a sort of donut torish shape around the top of the ship. It's not able to fire directly upwards.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems useful.
This
How
area,
much were those guns again?
Still 70.
Oh yeah.
but just whenever I'm listing the prices of stuff, it's randomly generated. Tomorrow it can be different, because that's just the way the market is in this location. I'm not going to remember the price I quoted you.
Well, I have written.
Thank you.
Well, you know, I asked for the prices.
So the
That
area,
being said, it
the
does
area-
seem like a pretty good price. Oh, sorry.
it is a good price. One thing to note is the area of the ship that you guys are standing in, well, the ship in general, is so squashed vertically that you'll only be able to fit one of these arrays in each of the corners. You have to decide if you want to cover the top or the bottom.
Well, see, this is the thing I was just about to suggest. It wouldn't each corner, but up.
Yeah, like, so for instance, you can have one going up here and one going down here. Or you can have one mounted here or in here, or, like, here if you wanted to be cramped.
Ah. So, here's the thing. Sorry for. So how do these guns have cameras, visuals on them?
Each one of the guns has a camera on it for aiming. The readout from the screen is not the greatest as far as standards are in this time period, but as far as your modern brain can comprehend, they're actually amazing.
And oh, pardon your question. The camera and screen arrays. Are the cameras mostly cover all the ship Tesla? And can we have screens, cargo bay?
So the standalone camera array, you get a camera dome mounted to the front of the ship, the back of the ship, and each of the faces around the ship. And
Right.
all those camera feeds get stitched together into one picture, and that screen wraps all the way around you in a sort of dome when you're sitting in the seat.
Ah, right, okay. Right.
It's not a bunch of individual TV screens, no.
Yeah,
Um, There is a more expensive option where you can get just one dome placed and it scans through the entire ship and the surrounding area. It's sort of this ball shape, and it will use AI to erase the ship from the image, so all you see is just everything around you at all directions.
Very
And
James Bond.
yeah, and that one actually has a headset that you can wear with this sort of like needle looking thing that lasers the image into your eye while you're still able to use the other eye to do different tasks.
how much?
1,000.
I was just thinking if the thing on the that very good. That's the
Yeah. Could have a pilot, general navigator, and gunner working together to keep the ship out of harm's way, and, all you need then is someone to handle any sort of ballistics reloading. If you fire a hunk of metal in space, it's going to keep going until it hits something.
Perfect. Let's write our names on it before we launch.
Property of Stark Industries.
So do we want to get the camera and screen array?
Yeah. I think I like the 400 credit camera option and perhaps 2 extra guns.
Yeah.
That seems pretty good.
Do we want the gun? Cargo bay.
I was thinking maybe one in the cargo bay and one in the cockpit, so that in case the cargo bay does get hit, not both guns are destroyed at once.
And then grappling hook.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, I was wondering, is there any way of wide range, wide spectrum jamming device for sale, legally or illegally?
Not at this location.
Okay. Mm,
So the cameras and screens, I've got 400. Or 5 got like a grappling.
yeah, do we want to go for a super fancy grappling hook? I mean, it can make stuff a lot easier.
I was thinking buy cheap, buy twice.
Yeah, that seems to make sense. So I would say the total would be around 1170.
Can we still make the living room space bigger?
How much for the
Of
Can make a bit more space, yes. The ship has to be dry docked for a while to accommodate that. They basically have to disassemble it up to that point and whatever surrounding area. But you can, for instance, break down this wall dividing the living space and the docking area, and then just extend the docking area below it.
Right, like move it down 2 or 3 tiles. Change the shape of the ship and have the living area twice as wide.
Yeah, you could do that.
sounds good.
At this location, the dock right is going to charge you 80 credits for every 5 square feet you want to change. So that's basically every one of the tiles that you guys are on. So if, for instance, you guys want to move this tile down here to give yourselves 2 extra spaces in the living area, and then just enough space to squeeze in the hatch to get to the guns back here, if you want to stick them back here, that's going to be 80 credits to remove the tile and replace it with a gravity tile, and then replace the tile that's where the wall is going to go, wall tile.
Right. So there's fairly quickly adding up. So your just moving the wall without extending the ship is already around 1,000 credits.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
This is why people typically buy ships pre-built and don't really modify them themselves, but it is an option. If you want to have one of the wings completely removed, you can get by with just getting rid of the section of wall where the wing is attached.
It will fall off automatically.
Yeah, like these two spots right here. If you remove those, the entire wing will come off. And then you can extend the pilot's area and change the wing to fit like a puzzle piece.
I think we just.
Yeah, let's keep the size as it is. Do the other stuff.
All right.
I'm wondering if we could. Is there a reason why the center bay with the ports to the wings is a room of its own? Can we get away with removing the wall in between the living area and that as a cheaper way to expand it?
Sure, you can get rid of this door and turn that into more living space. If I remember correctly, the reason that's its own room is for safety lockout reasons. As you guys experienced, if one of the crystals breaks, it kind of fills that entire area with that, dust. And if that gets into the entire ship, it can cause some serious damage.
Ah, yeah, we cycled it like an airlock.
Yeah.
It's an airlock, basically.
It's like a pseudo airlock. It doesn't actually cycle any of the air, but it keeps it in one spot.
Yeah.
We
might want to keep it then.
You can always expand the size of that middle section and put walls in and stuff. But, like I mentioned before, at this particular dock, that's 80 credits per tile. There are docks out there where it's just 1 credit per tile, but you get what you pay for.
You get a random tiles in return. I mean, I don't mind another color as long as it's somewhat safe.
Oh, by the way, watch about that tile. They didn't wire up the gravity properly. It's kind of inverted.
Yeah. I'm really good at handstands all of a sudden. Yeah. I mean, I have been thinking, guys, we could even go with these upgrades, and if we manage to find a jammer or some sort, we could even go full pirate. Do we have a reason to? We don't really have a reason to be nice to this military we are apparently a part of, and it doesn't look like we have a mission currently.
I can think of them. That's portal.
I mean, you could
That's a
always
good
break
point.
in here later. They didn't seem to care too much about the location. They were pissed off that you were there.
Yeah, it seemed fairly outdated and not very secure. I mean, there were holes everywhere.
There's a fucking bird living down there.
And we can get all the loot and the credits. Perhaps even find a nice ship. Just move over.
What's the goal?
If you guys get a big enough ship, you can just keep this one in the dock of that ship, because bigger ships typically have fighters to protect them unless they're a freighter.
That the only goal would be making more stuff. Money is freedom.
Yeah, fair enough.
Money is freedom and slavery at the same time.
Yeah, but in this day and age,
But we got
Slavery, in this day and age, in this part of the country, at this time of day, localized entirely within your tower.
I think we got a fairly decent payout from all on it.
Yeah, that was a good payout. And how many items did you actually end up picking up? Like 10? So,
Let's do the upgrades and then.
alright, so run me through the upgrades again. You wanted the
Cameras.
viewing dome, yeah, the cameras, and you wanted the aft guns where?
We're thinking cargo bay and cockpit.
Alright.
See, this already having cells, it would benefit from being more Excel-y with numbers down one side and characters down the other. So you can say I want it in C17.
Oh, right.
You know, that would be useful. You guys do have the ability to draw on the map. You could just draw where you want
Yeah, so I'm thinking. Let me quickly type up a shopping list in the Discord.
Probably won't. Like, back corner here. And this here, is this all like these stuff?
Those are for keeping the ship balanced and going in the right direction. As you can imagine, when this thing is in a dogfight, it's flipping all over the place, and it would not be good if it just kept flipping.
Alright, so one of them's not like a globe that's actually a drinks cup.
Yeah.
So, have one. Yeah.
So, let's see.
Huh?
This one is keeping track of solar bodies in the area. This one is for planetary interference and stuff. Like if you're flying through a cavern and you need to go around a sharp corner, it's gonna let you know and help the ship deal with it. And this one is for space gyroscopics.
Will one fit in that thing by side?
Yeah, that will fit right next to Vi.
Very nice.
One in pink mech.
Red.
Actually, how big's that be?
It will be entirely external. Vi will be able to control it from a control panel.
Got a lot of shit.
She do.
I mean, when she's not flying, she can help us still.
Yeah, no.
That's
yeah.
kind of new.
She does have Ortis there to help.
Could also use offensive.
Good.
Like a cafe.
And where do you want the display for the screens? Instead it over one of the two passenger chairs, or just stand in it.
I was thinking cockpit.
You want to sit next to Vi, or do you want to sit next to the corpse that is Ortis? Yes, okay.
I think.
There you go. It's kind of a tight squeeze to get to the front guns and help Vi out there on the left side of the ship, but you can cover the top while they cover the bottom.
Very nice.
Alright. I know I put the tiles down right now, but those don't actually exist until a month has passed. So you guys have 3 weeks while the ship is in dry dock. Getting... That's fast!
Oh, the military.
They are the military.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's just for the guns, or does that also include the camera system and the grappling hook installation?
That also includes the cameras and the grappling hook, yes.
Right.
That's getting everything.
Can I?
It's 1 week for each of the guns, and then it's a day to install the camera. But the grappling hook, takes a week on its own because it's got to get integrated into everything and get power delivered to it properly.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Can I wildly assume you are referring to one out of game character month, as in 2 sessions down the line?
If that's how you guys want to do it, we could also just do a time skip while you guys are fraternizing around the town. Want to do it that way?
That would also work for me. I mean, otherwise we would be stuck here for at least 1 or 2 more sessions, I suppose.
We'd be stuck here for 1 IRL month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we got the engines upgraded as well, would that take 2 months?
So getting the engines ripped out, disconnected from everything, and getting new ones fitted is going to take a week for each engine. This isn't really
Also,
a
when
ship
it's
you want to
engines
be
upgraded-
lopsided.
So when it's engines upgraded, is literally replacement, not.
Yeah, these are already upgraded beyond what they're recommended to be. The new
Right,
engines
okay.
that you'll be getting are completely stock. There are things you can add to them later that improve the way they perform, just like modifying a diesel truck. You can put a Cummins in there and a new turbo and fucking adjust.
Download new drivers.
Yeah.
I want
a driver
RGB
that knows
engines.
what they're doing and doesn't induce death wobble.
Yeah, RGB makes it. Okay, so right, yeah, I've used my total credit required.
390 should be each.
So did you
Assuming
guys
you were
want?
all okay with this purchase.
Did you guys
Okay.
want to upgrade the engines now or later?
I think it's a full all
All right.
belly beef.
They are pretty nippy for Class 1.
So I suggest obviously I'd say the pub, but the pub on this tower sounds. What's the travel range? TV tower.
Well, it would be free if the ship wasn't in dry dock getting things put on it. You can get a skylift over there. It's just a cable that connects the towers. It's usually used for transporting cargo and civilians. You get a ship to take you over there for a small fee. Difference being you probably have to wait in line to take a skylift, but you could just pay someone to take you, like an Uber. The nearest tower has gambling, alcohol, some sports, virtual sports, a classic video game arena, really.
Dang it, brought my Flash emulator for no reason.
Oh no. The tower after that one is a sort of biological study. So they have different biomes that you can take a guided tour through. Various planets have brought their life forms here to be cultured, and just in case something happens to the planet, and it's like, well, now we have to start from scratch again.
Very useful.
It's useful. It's like a seed vault. The tower next to that one is research tower. They have a lot of launch platforms. This planet's atmosphere being so volatile and aggressive, it's a good place to do extreme tests on airfoil designs. You could go see how future cars and airplanes are being made.
But I think if we look here for a while, they do quests. I don't know, military. Okay. So I think our option is entertainment tower. If there's taverns, I'd go find a tavern. There'll be a shady.
That's hilarious.
My basement's full of giant rats. Kill them cold.
I rolled for a random event, and there's a notification that comes onto your screen because this is a public connection. I got a car for sale. I think you'd really like it.
Will it fit in the cargo bay?
No.
Why are we buying a car?
Most of the things are in space.
Exactly.
Is it at least a flying car? Come on.
So this is spam mail. It's just like the warranty on your car has expired. We've been trying to contact you thing. Nobody here has a car.
Got a military tower which we're on. Basically an entertainment tower. Restaurant. Biological.
Yeah, I mean, there's other towers here. They're just not connected with Lyft. You'd have to Uber over to other ones. It's not that they're necessarily far away. It's just the military doesn't want you to just be able to climb a cable to get to them.
Boring.
Very.
All right.
I mean,
Oh, is there any furniture store?
Not in this tower, but the gambling one will have stores that will sell you for furniture.
Yeah, like a shopping center or something.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
eBay, dude.
Uh,
I'll be here for
That's a good point. But we can see if we can find a nice fitting theme for our wing bar.
oh yeah, some bar stool.
You know. Do
Let's
you
go
want to
thrifting.
Yes. Do you want to go full gamer RGB bar, or do you more like the classic English pub?
I mean, I don't know. I know what kind of bar Vi would want you guys to make, but safe for work chat.
Dang it, Vi. Go back to your dreams.
this is why they're asleep right now.
What do we want? The entertainment tower. Up in. They try and find quests. I imagine if there's space pirates are mostly in the entertainment tower.
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
again,
for sure.
this is a military installation. And I also kind of want to make sure that we have that bar in order before we pass out again.
True. Do it so they can stop us.
Yes,
Smart.
we have to capitalize on this idea
Yeah,
before it's too late.
By the way, we installed a bar in your ship, but only on one side. What the fuck?
So, sorry. Before we leave, this cargo not quite secure box only contained the time crystal.
It currently contains the time crystal and the very sharp sword.
But I was just thinking it takes up a lot of premium.
It does take up a lot of space, a whole 10 feet.
We've not got a lot of space to work with back here.
It's like trying to fit a regular-sized house worth of stuff into a tiny home.
I mean, we could name the bar Out of Time and then hang those things on the wall, and nobody will realize it's actual real items. They will be hidden in plain sight.
Like props, quirky props.
Could make a chandelier out of them.
Will the crate fit under the bed?
I'm sorry?
Will the crate fit under?
Oh, so those are cots. You could upgrade
Ah.
them to like bunk beds or something, and you'd be able to just lay the crate on one of the beds.
I mean, bunk beds is a good idea because there's only 2 cots. I noticed that. Are included.
Yeah. So before you guys came along, the
I mean,
crew count
sound
on
like-
this ship would be considered a skeleton crew, having just enough beds for the number of souls on board. Now that there's technically 5 of you, you have the opposite problem.
I mean, it sounds like Finn already been bunking.
I have no idea.
I have no idea what you've been talking about.
Well, just going by that brew on your neck.
It turns out it's just a paintball welt.
For all I know, it might be.
And I'm not gonna tell you guys. One of the other players decides to put it in a note or something, they can, but
So, shall we stay in the tower, do a bit of shopping, get some bunk beds, price up a space bar?
Yes, let's do it.
Noom. Background change.
Let's go shopping.
Now you're in
Ooh.
this tower over here.
This is the shopping session.
Mandatory shopping session whenever the party has more than 100 gold.
You can't spend it when you're dead, can you?
No, that's fair.
There's no point ending a long-term campaign with loads and loads of gold.
I remember I was in a campaign with these players, and they immediately switched from whatever system it was that they were playing to Red Dragon Inn when they finished their adventures, so that they figured out what their characters did with the money after the session. It was pretty fun all around. But yeah, alright, you guys are out and about. It takes you about a half hour to get to the other tower from inside the ship, so all in all, not that far a travel. But the queue probably gets a lot longer, because it takes you about 15 minutes just to walk back and forth through the snaking lines of ropes and...
Right. Hmm. Well, I guess we are still we were looking for a furniture shop, right?
Yes, you are looking for furniture. Amongst the
Are-
lights and sounds and the drunkards on the street, there are various storefronts, and one of them acclaims itself to possess furniture.
That's
Enter.
a start, I guess.
You enter inside, and it's a kind of a stark contrast. Outside there's noise and smells, and inside there's noise and smells. That wasn't very descriptive. Negative connotation outside, positive connotation inside. There we go.
Positive smells. Right.
Positive smells like lilac and roses.
Whiskers on kittens?
Not like leather and wood.
It's very much like going to a I don't know if you guys have like a mattress firm in your area or like a Bed Bath and Beyond.
IKEA.
Okay, that's a good place to start. It's like going to IKEA. They have some of the models set up, and you can go look at like various scenes that they have on display with like different products they sell put together in aesthetic ways. There's like queen-sized mattresses with 8 different sheets on them and like 20 pillows on the bed frame. There's like entire kitchen sets set up. There's stairs and stairwells set up with like under-stair storage solutions and stuff hanging off of the handrail. There's entertainment centers built into bars, and they have like various ports that you can plug stuff into and like charge your phone and stuff.
Nice.
Being comfortable hasn't changed in a couple of millennia.
So was a bar with built-in.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things that they have set up. So there is a bar that they sell here with slots cut in it for various things to be like put onto these hydraulic pistons that can push it up and into view for like various things. Like if you want to bring up a TV, for instance, you can have that come out of this seamless slot in the nice wood grain surface. It's not actually wood, it's a type of metal that's been treated to look, and the spot where the slot and the surface actually meet is so finely machined that you can't actually tell there's a slot there until it becomes apparent by moving. This is a very modular bar too. You can just kind of connect pieces together like big magnets.
I've thought about aesthetics of this bar for a second.
Are you throwing together a quick Photoshop render for
No, yes, perhaps, maybe.
Yeah, indeed.
As I was describing it.
Very nice.
Very nice.
I mean, the stones may be a bit heavy in a wind, but then again, who cares when we
A
are?
little bit actual in feet of lightweight metal.
Yeah, it's maybe safer to get them in some casted silicon. When people are drunk enough that they start throwing things, it will just bounce back at them.
I mean, people have
Nice.
textured wallpapers now. There's that roll-on floor tile stuff.
Very classy.
So is there a personal word?
Oh, so that is something of note. There's not a single person here that's wearing any sort of employee uniform that might identify them as somebody who works here.
Awesome.
It's one of those new-aged walk-in, grab something off the shelf, and walk out, and you're automatically charged.
Okay. Well, since it's modular and that it's quite customizable, want this. I'll just shout or say slightly louder than shopkeep, shopkeep. No,
A couple of the other customers quizzical looks and then go back to reading the backs of their clearly posted on some of the products. So this particular bar is one chunk that is duplicated pretty much. You can extend it in one direction as far as you need to. It has a second component, which is basically just a corner piece, which almost accordions to the shape that you need it. And the chunk that you would be buying the most pieces of, the straight one, has basically that slot in the middle for anything that you need to go in there, and space behind the bar where you can store stuff. But pretty much all of the space is kept or is used up with that fancy hidden slot mechanism that they have built into it. There are other bar options here. This is just the one that they have set up for people to see, like this is one of the things that you can buy.
so we want one with entertainment. Obviously, we'll push RGB as we can. We want. I mean, no alcohol. Getting
That's a good question. You could always mix your own.
cider or is everything bottles? Bottles and just need a little bit of bar that's got sound system.
Yeah, I think from what I understand here, we mostly can get bottles and canisters. So
Love a lot of bar that's got entertainment. Section normal bar.
makes
What's the price or something?
Oh, that's a good question. You look around for a tag and you're having a little bit of trouble finding one until you realize that, oh, it got pinned between a couple of these boxes, and you pick one up and, oh, it's heavy. And the tag slips out and you see the price, and it's 600 and, it's 610 credits per chunk.
oof. Let's go look at the less expensive options.
Just a CD player and a couple of.
We already have a barrel. Let's not forget it.
Do you have an empty
water
barrel?
I'm going to have to, out of character, interrupt for a moment. I'm really not feeling well. I need to go lie down again.
Okay.
I don't mind if you play on with this shopping trip, and I can maybe listen back later. I am enjoying it, but I'm also falling asleep.
It's okay. Go get some sleep.
Yes, I will do that. Thank you, and have fun. Don't spend all my money. I have 560 credits.
Finn, we will drag you along.
If you need to pile up money.
That's good to know.
Vin's character sees the price tag and faints.
Yeah.
Yes, and then you can just drag me along. That's okay.
We
Okay.
will hold your hand in front of the payment terminal, wave it a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be broke after this, aren't I?
You know, you would think that there'd be better security on these things, but no, that's really all it takes.
Yeah, just hold your hand up. anyone's hand.
I mean, you know, Hart, we need alcohol too. Somebody has to pay for that.
Anyways, later, guys.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Alright. So the next one over acclaims itself to be made of live oak, and see it actually has a real tree trunk as the bar top, with branches growing out of it. Real leaves.
Ooh.
That one
Don't need
is 470 credits per chunk.
Oof.
Is there any that's made of clean?
Cardboard.
Are there any that are made of stainless steel?
Yeah.
Folded stainless steel, please. Let's see. What is the cheapest option here?
Polymer.
There is one here made of sheet metal that's been bent and rounded over in a vague bar shape. It gives you all of the space in the world underneath the countertop because it's literally a sheet thick for the customer side. That is 71 credits per chunk.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, and one chunk is also one tile in the ship, right?
One tile, yeah.
For everybody? 4? 3?
Yeah, I would say 3 or 4.
Get away with one if you really wanted, but yeah.
You don't need to sit at the bar.
It has to feel like a bar. And if somebody is being annoying, you should be able to scoot at least one place over. So I would say 4.
But we take our drink with it.
Yes, it was 70, right?
71 credits per.
Do we want some chairs with it? Bar stools?
I need to be back in.
No problem. Let's to throw kids back in bed.
Searching for metal texture. One.
I like this idea. The other team is gonna be so.
The other team's
they
gonna
did
be
what?
so confused. Like, what? Why is there a chunk of full?
We just gathered this money to do something.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait on getting your bottom surgery. The other team had to buy a bar first.
Yeah, exactly.
Important things.
Hey, Bob.
Where do you
Long
guys
time no
even
see.
want to stick this?
I'm still thinking one of the wings.
I reckon one of the wings.
You stick you guys back in the rascal.
Booze will get stuck up. Gee. Because gravity.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, the gravity is always towards the time.
You guys could move the computer over here. Printer and the tool. Tiles standing. That.
Yeah. Ooh, is there a version that has like one of those doors that you see in bars with a part that swivels up and a part that swivels out, so you can go through it and close it behind you?
Like a trapdoor bar thing.
Yeah.
There is not. It looks like you'll have to patch that yourself. There's wooden trapdoors here for 61 that you could affix some hinges to. That will do that. Get a sheet metal.
I mean, it's not so important, but for the bar feeding, you kind of need to have a behind the bar, of course.
Of a flap.
Yeah, exactly.
It needs a flap.
Why it's not right, look.
Alright, so are you paying the 61 to get a sheet metal flap?
Yeah, totally. We can install that over here. See, you have like the bar. Oh, over there works too. Yeah,
Oh, fine. Yeah, that works too.
perfect.
Alright.
How do I?
It's okay, I'll
There
erase it later.
No, I figured it out. Look,
Oh,
there we go.
here we go. Now we know that you can erase them and I don't have to clear the entire screen.
Yay!
Let's see. We'll also move
Yes,
keg
perfect.
over there.
See the and the whoever is behind the bar at that moment can relax on that.
Yeah, it's perfect sitting height.
Very stylish. What you think, Hark?
Good, yeah. What else?
Oh, the other thing was 63, right, for the flip.
60, yeah, 63 for the flap, 71 for each of the chunks.
Did we get a price for?
Bar stool. Bar stools range from 50 credit chits to 8.
I don't think you want to spend 8.
We go with mid-range one, so like 35, 40.
Yeah,
Or do we only have two choices?
I mean, you have more than two choices, it's just that's the range.
Right.
yeah, something in the middle. I would say.
35 credits.
I'd go with the 35 if there is something close to that.
Got like,
What's the
oh, what? Why is it that shape? Got 8 shape. Got something a little higher price than that. A little bit higher price than that. A little bit higher price than.
More like a nightstand table.
They do kind of look like nightstands. From above, a stool could look.
That's a good point, I guess.
one with the air back?
Yeah, that seems reasonable. What's the price of that one? Third one from the top.
Going to be 13 credits.
Okay. And I suppose we want 3 of those.
Size, not job.
Probably not. They like their
Well, I
nest.
mean, one will be behind the bar anyway. So. Otherwise, it isn't real.
You guys have like hardly any space to store any salvage now.
Average.
We need salvage anyway. We have a bar. Besides, we can store that in the wings if we strap it down.
So who's gonna pay for the license to sell alcohol?
Oh,
Oh, we're not selling it.
yeah, what I said. Or personal.
Is that what the excuse you're going with? Hey,
Seems like the
this,
safest solution by
this
far.
bar was for personal consumption. It's not my fault they invaded our ship and demanded we sell them something.
So what we do is we get booze direct from the distillery. They put our name on labels. Have to pay stamp duty. have to pay.
No taxes.
Yeah,
Perfect.
dies on it.
I mean,
Um,
cider's not all that hard to make. You guys can just your own. Ship's gonna be here for a month.
Is there a store in town that has a cheap distillery for sale?
yeah,
We have another corner.
Just an entire distillery. No, I don't think so.
Ah, what a shame.
They're not that big. Cox is obviously wanting to make bathtub gin.
Yes.
Dutch.
Toilet wine.
Guinevere?
I mean, all you need really is one of those fancy spiral funnels, a stove.
To be fair, all you need is spirit.
A ton of sugar.
Botanicals to infuse it, yeah. Juniper berries. And I can't remember what.
You can make some in the toilet. Right.
Gin's basically vodka with plant syrup.
Pretty much.
That's why it's helpful.
So I suppose we want to do some alcohol shopping to stock the bar.
Before we go, we'll need some RGB.
Oh, we have the computer next to it. I'm pretty sure that can play music. Right?
That's got speakers.
Perfect. If we need extra bass, we can fire up the guns.
Okay. RGB. Bar.
We do the one of those flaming fireplaces screensavers.
Just a screensaver, just like a
Yeah.
printout of the screensaver. it's all you can afford right now.
I make the bar out to pay 13 credits.
Yeah, I think I was around it as well. Let me check. I just walked away to check our cookie status. 315. Yep.
So you guys grab the things that you want. There's no checkout center, so you all just kind of start walking out, and there's a to the items. That's it. Take the stuff back to the shop, set it up, and like. Well, that really depends. How long does it take you guys to assemble IKEA furniture?
They're fairly quick.
Yeah, it should be okay.
So it takes that amount of time.
Bottle. Alcohol. Glasses. Drink out.
Oh yeah. Probably a good idea to have glasses. Can't have everyone sharing the same keg.
Go back to Skykia. Depends.
Well, the glasses probably would have been something that you guys grabbed on the way.
In fact, no, we won't buy any glasses. Go to the pub. Put some glasses in.
You're gonna
It's cheap
steal
option.
some cups. Wine glasses are only like 16 credits at Skykia.
Oh, that's... Are these like anti-gravity glasses?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
That's what I want for that price.
Gyroscopically stabilized glasses. Never spills, even if you drop it.
Perfect.
Wait, I have a good idea. Is there not like some sales expo where they are giving away free branded glasses of all the latest space engine manufacturers?
Let me check.
Or if there's a beer festival.
Events.
At the military base.
You're not at the military base, you're at the party tower.
That's a good point.
Come on, wrench.
So, one of the what do they call it? One of the casinos is actually having a deal right now. You pay 100 credits and get 10 free games at any of the stations and half off of your dinner meal.
Right. But I wildly assume that does not include free take-home mugs.
No, it does not. But, I mean, that
Okay.
is something to do. 10 free gamble.
That's a good point.
We'll grab some bunk beds, grab a couple of.
Alright. So the only bunk bed option they have here is 92 credits.
I suppose we want 2 of those.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. You're paying for 2 beds.
And then
And
the glasses were how much again?
16.
16, right? How much glasses do we want, Hark? 6? I mean, you want to have the backup pint ready before the other one is empty.
Suppose, yeah. Guys just drinking bottle in a cockpit.
Oh, it got squished. I keep bringing things in as entities and not a background tile.
Beautiful.
It's a baby bunk. Alright, yeah, that works. You'll be able to tell that there's 2 beds there. I was thinking about folding the cots up against the wall so that they would stay, but this way you can tell that there's something underneath.
Ooh, we need wall hooks.
I don't know if
Get
you
rid of
can
it.
hang the world's sharpest sword like that.
Good
Yeah.
point.
I know. I think
You just gently set it down, edge down on the hook, and it just slices through.
No, you hang it by the handle, of course, by the grip.
Of course,
by the hill.
hang it by the hill.
Yeah.
You can get a pack of 10 wall hooks, stick on adhesive type, 14 credit.
Like ultras. Bolt on.
I mean, you can always
That's
stick a
okay.
bolt through it. There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
I'm sure it's very modern glue, Hark. Don't worry about it.
It's very modern glue. They use liquid nails.
Well, it's made from horses like the old. And then like a display case.
You want a display case for that? Alright.
Oh,
Small display case. Okay, well, you can get a display case meant for baseballs for 8 credits.
Perfect.
you don't want people to.
What is it? I can't
That.
tell. The plastic's warped. It's just nothing important.
Shiny rock.
It's a shiny rock. You know, it's a memento, our first mission.
Hey, maybe we can save the remains of that, sell the remains of that box to some scrapper. I mean, there are some interesting mechanics in it.
Yeah?
You found out.
I mean, you guys only found, what, 2, 3 of the traps that are on it?
Something like that, yeah.
Well, we'll leave it to someone else to figure out the others.
You still haven't disarmed it, by the way.
That's okay.
No, we just cut it open, yeah.
Somebody will be in for a surprise. Want to sell one magic box.
What's it, magic box on Space eBay.
Yeah, you can
Yep,
do that.
totally.
Get a Amazon drone to come to the ship when you need to sell it.
Totally.
Got some glasses. Cemetery. In a crate. See what we can go. Crate is.
probably stick the printer on top of the tools, yeah. Okay, so you guys put a listing out. They do.
Ooh.
You guys got a buyer, and they are offering a bid of 72 credits.
I'd say we take it. I have no idea what the thing's worth, but hey.
Oh, okay. You got a second buyer who offers
Of
73 credits.
course.
Your initial buyer offers 87 credits.
Bidding war.
Let's just wait for a second here.
French login for other account. 5 credit. If you want it, you can always cancel it. How it works.
I'm not sure. Space eBay might detect that.
Count to the one who posted it.
So 87 the selling bid.
Yeah, 87. That's at the end of that week. So you got 3 bids by the end of the first week.
How long do we list it for? 2 weeks.
You guys put the listing up for indefinitely, so it's just until you decide that's a good price and you sell it.
Alright.
Well, there's no rush. We'll be there until the ship's done.
It's true.
Yeah, once just
Alright, got 2 weeks left. Second week, any bids? No bids.
well, I think we've got everything off our.
Yeah, the last one was 302 credits.
And the third week, got 1 bid for 142.
Ooh.
What, 2 credits or box? Like close.
Yeah, let's do it for the 142. It saves us some credits on the investment.
Alright. Close the bidding. Amazon drone shows up. It's kind of gravity wells it over under its carriage and takes off again. Okay, stick the printer on top of the tools. Computer over to the hatch for the guns.
Oh.
Activities.
That's one thing. Batteries are very critical. I hook.
Right, yeah, maybe. We also have to think about getting some drinks in stock.
Yes.
And we are down. Let's see. This was for the bar, 105 each. And this was for beds, glass, and such, but with the sale of the box, that was 50 for each.
All right. Yeah. All right. So
Yes. Means I should have at least 451 credits. Because I have no idea how much I had above 1,000, but it was over 1,000.
Oh shit, I didn't even realize, but the fucking dome is transparent. You can see through it.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's neat.
What you did on purpose.
No, I had no idea. It's flat texture when I picked it out of the list.
Nice.
Yeah.
So booze, and I think, harnesses, cups, and stuff, or haulage, strapping.
Yes.
Because we don't have any. Like general tools.
Well, you have general tools. You got like a farmer's socket set hammer and a regular wrench, regular hammer, regular socket set, and Allen keys, and a set of bits and a screwdriver that they can all. An alignment bar, and what else? Oh, there's a file in here.
Good stuff.
I'm thinking harness actual rope that we have rope.
Makeshift rope and gold wire.
Also, those all.
Yeah, the team did kind of sell all of your cutting implements. The bastards.
So let's buy them all back for a higher price.
Oh no, I don't think we need
Economics.
I don't think we need anything as.
Well, okay, the plasma torch was fancy, but you needed to lug around like a 12-pound tank of argon and oxygen with you everywhere to use. And the wire stripper plasma arc thing was nice and a convenient hand tool, but it was more for like electricians' work.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So how much for harnesses, some rope, and
All right, a safety harness, or otherwise known as a man arrestor, if you're is 42 credits. A spool of high tensile rope, 100 feet, going to be 46 credits. A pair of nice gloves is going to be 7 credits, or you can get a pair of really cheap plastic ones for 7. Let's see. You can get a hard hat for 9 credits. You can get a pair of rubber boots for 13 credits. You can get a chem patch for 90 credits. And this is something that will change color in the presence of various deadly chemicals that you normally wouldn't be able to smell or taste. Very useful if there's any sort of like gas leak working.
Seems sensible, but also pretty expensive.
Very expensive, but what's the cost of a life? The black market will tell you.
ooh, what about head torches?
Alternatively, you can just get a respirator, a mesh that will filter out a lot of stuff. Not everything, but a lot. Enough to keep you alive. For 53 credits.
torches?
A torch for your face. A headlamp is gonna run you 42 credits for like the super bright zombie apocalypse style camo backing, or you can just get like a regular head torch running off of like a copper class battery for 15 credits.
Poof. So much options. Oh yeah, is there any what were you asking again earlier, Bob? Like a general purpose cutting tool?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
sawzall.
Sawzall. Saws through all will cost you 23 credits. Comes with
Ooh.
5 replacement saws in addition to the one that's already in it. It runs off of wall power, so you're probably going to need an extension cord if you want to bring it with you into a...
Oh, no.
Cordless version will run you 32 credits. And it does not come with any replacement batteries. The battery it does have is rechargeable.
How much for
And a standalone charger.
An extra battery is going to be 13 credits. These batteries last like 5 hours, as opposed to the 5 minutes you get from a real life one.
battery technology?
Does that
15 minutes?
Well, 15 minutes now, yeah. It only takes
Does that,
5 hours to charge.
does that include a way of charging it on the ship while you're out somewhere else?
It comes with a battery charger in the packaging.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the
So
23 one is wall powered. The battery powered one is it has a charger. It has to have one.
I mean, IRL you can buy just so I've priced up everything apart from the rebreather. About 740.
Yeah, and there are some doubles in there, I think.
I went for the cheap.
Oof.
46. Just over. I've got left.
It's important, and if you pay good enough money, you can reuse it multiple times.
So that would be safety harness, safety rope. I think it was called.
100 foot of high tensile rope. It can hold tons of weight.
Well, that will also carry me then.
I said that, and I'm sat here like, Brain, are you sure? And it's like, no, it's fine. It's got steel fiber woven into it. Oh, okay. Wait a second.
Yeah, they'll have some form of acoustic steel alloy woven into.
And that will be, will it have the plastic gloves, Bob, or the fancy ones?
I went with the fancy gloves. Good gloves.
Yeah, that's a good point. So
Too good.
the rope, safety harness, nice gloves, hard hat, rubber boots, the chem patch also,
Yeah, the chem patch.
and then the regular headlamp. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. The rubber boots will insulate you from up to 75 watts. I'm not going to say volts because watts is a measure of volts and amps together, and having too much of one or the other will kill you, even if the other is 0. Don't argue with me, I'm a mechatronics major.
I'm not going to argue with
No, I'm saying to the comments.
you.
Well, shit, I'm not even a mechatronics major. I'm a mechatronics engineer. It's just nobody fucking needs one in America. The only place I could get a job is in Japan, but I don't speak that language.
Yeah. Watch enough anime and you'll
Watch enough anime. I'm sure I can get by with weeb. Repeat a word enough times, it becomes a meme. No, it doesn't. Okay. So that's the voltage rating for the boots because they're rubber. They will also resist corrosive stuff up to acidity of like 11 for long-term exposure if it's an acid, and 4 if it's a base. Anything above or below those numbers. So the most corrosive thing in the world, 12, and anything below that, 4. Will start to eat away at it eventually. The gloves. Same deal on the gloves. And they are also insulated. It's an insulation of plus 10 degrees. So it's not the best insulation in the world, but all that rubber helps.
Oh, and it is the same watts and corrosion insulation.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
It's got like a non-slip oil resistant grip for palms so that you can actually handle tools.
All right. Any specifications on the safety harness or the hard hat that you do want to take into account?
The safety harness has a rating for any persons below 400 pounds. The arrestor that comes with it also rated for that. What else?
So that would include cargo that you're carrying, of course.
Oh, yeah. When they're doing the tests, they're just assuming the person is going to weigh 400 pounds somehow.
Of course.
The hard hat is just a standard hard hat. It's made of a hard enough plastic that'll protect you from a piece of steel falling from like 5 stories up. But anything harder than that, and your neck is probably broken anyways.
Right.
Hard.
Yep. You guys didn't get any sort of safety glasses, but that's fine. You can just engage your safety squints. OSHA approved safety squint.
I also suggest a safety tie.
Yep, you gotta have your safety tie.
I see M patch. Guessing that's microwave.
Yeah, it's a single-use thing. Just sew it onto whatever clothes or that you're going to be wearing in an area, or you can even glue it in place, and it changes to a black color in the presence of something that's probably in the process of killing you.
How many lumens is the headlamp? 2? Half of one?
Half a lumen. Ha. No, it's 1,000.
All right. So we can, I would say, we can afford one set of safety gear, so we can have somebody go in well protected into more dangerous areas.
Alright, okay. Well, I've taken.
Made a little screenshot of my listing as what it.
Man,
I think we should do it, Bob.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I've already captured that amount.
Okay.
Man, my prices really are just all over the place. Guess that's what happens when you use dice.
Well, the 18 gained all this money.
Alright, we have money now, and there it goes.
Guys wake up from a long nap and have no money anymore.
But you've got this sweet bar.
Yeah. I've got about 200 credits left. But then I
Ouch.
think I was. That's not. I'm not even going to buy booze. How much for a couple of packets of champagne yeast?
Champagne
It-
yeast. Well, if you go over to the Biosphere Tower, you can get some yeast for 10 credits. They've got, like, bucket loads of stuff.
This deactivated dry.
No, it's very active yeast. As soon as you open it up, it tries to eat everything.
How much for like? How much is it? 50 liters of apple juice.
Yeah, I would say that would be plenty.
50 liters of produce. 74 credits. If you want, like, all super fresh, it's about to go to market stuff, add a 0 to that.
No, I just want apple juice.
Uh,
4 credits.
Um,
Ooh, I want airlock or demijohns. No. I'll just jury rig. What's my brewing skill?
that's a good question. Undercraft. Okay. Get a whole +1.
yeah.
Yeah, so the only other thing I might want is
Just almost any bucket will do. Oh, you
like,
can. Maybe we can find a cheap pressure cooker. You can even speed it up a bit by heating it up, but that's optional.
yeast in stick an airlock on bubble for 2 weeks.
Yeah, works.
That's the thing about cider. First time I ever made cider, idiot, let it finish fermenting. Obviously, cane yeast, so it came out at like like apple wine.
Apple, that doesn't sound so bad. Grape wine always makes my mouth dry as fuck.
Well, apple wine is very dry and a bit. So,
I'm thinking if we find some pressure cooker like device that's cheap, we drill a hole in the lid, you stick a tube on it with some water in it. You jerry rig it like an airlock.
yeah. Pick some up.
Yeah, exactly. We even got that barrel. We can use that.
I think we should actually put water in them. I like a drink. Also,
Eh. To counter the hangovers, I suppose.
So what are we having for breakfast today? More wine! Yay.
Yeah. And water. Do you want some dry yeast with it?
Would you like some raw flour to go with that?
I suppose we could use yeast. I might.
Nice.
Fucking, here's some frickin' uncooked rice, you heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said Goodwill was online, so you know they'll pick up brewing.
Oh yeah, totally.
Ah, cool. So we've got a space bar, got some guns, got cameras and
We got some safety equipment for sending somebody in.
that thing. Well,
No.
very productive.
Not too bad. You got a half hour left in the session. How do you want to spend it?
Good question.
You'll notice things go a lot faster the less people.
Yeah.
So I think we've got like once the ship's done, we can shouting about if there's any KDP power.
I'm also thinking maybe we could ask Vi if she has any idea what our next job will be. Maybe there has been some communication.
Oh, it's been a couple of weeks. Vi's probably
Yeah.
Well, you guys aren't allowed back on the ship until the repairs are done, because there's crews moving through there installing all the things you guys keep buying.
Oh, but I'm sure Vi is also off the ship then, I suppose, or not.
well, Vi.
Well, Vi isn't off the ship, she's more so, like, making sure the people going in and out of the ship are actually doing work and not, like, stealing stuff.
That's kind of nice. There's a lot of our stuff on there.
In that case, I put on my hard hat, find a clipboard, and walk onto past the room.
Nice.
Well, Vi immediately recognizes you and thinks you're just doing something dumb, so you're allowed to do that, I guess.
And go ask Vi any idea of job.
I dunno. I might take another contract from the government, or I might just go off to the next planet and see what they got there.
All right, okay. You want us to go find a job from? Basically, handle job getting.
Being a scrapper's not all that hard. You just look for a distress signal and start heading that direction. A lot of times you'll run into stuff on the way. In fact, I ran into all you on the way.
You actually run into us? Or...
That explains the memory loss.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Dang it.
I was docked here to refuel, and I was assigned you lot.
Well,
I don't really care what you do here while the ship's being repaired, just don't get killed.
don't die. If we
No, I said
were
don't
to
get
die,
killed. If you die on your own terms, I'm not responsible.
we do get killed. Can that thing?
I don't think you all have enough money to afford that option quite yet.
No, you're right. We've just spent it all on the space.
And just as you're saying that, the pieces of the bar start walking in. How did you know?
Well, you know, it's long journeys out in space. Got to keep the crew. I
Uh-huh.
am the right.
I'd be like, what the heck are they doing to my ship?
Right, so you're in charge of the pubs. Just anything that's our way that involves decent scrap or alignment.
Well,
I've got
from
a
what
hard
I
copy of
hear, half of this place is falling apart, so I'm sure you could scrap something while you're here. You don't have to rely on me like your mum to tell you where to go and what to do. If you find a mission out there or somebody needs something, we could always just ditch this place when the ship's put there and get it.
That's an interesting option.
basically what we're asking you. We're asking you've got jobs lined up or find jobs. But we'll go scouting, go job hunting.
Have I been able to hear this conversation from a safe distance?
Probably not. It's pretty loud in this area.
Ah, okay. It's good to know.
I'll relay it to you. I'll ask V if she needs anything getting while we're out.
Yeah. Some fresh fruit, maybe. Something to keep the scurvy away.
Apple juice.
Whoa. Yeah, apple juice.
We could do with an extra spool of gauge 4 wire. We're gonna need some replacement crystals for the engines if you can find them. Could use some oil or at least some grease for the hinges for the the doors. The middle one's starting to squeak. Maybe some fucking bleach to get rid of all the tracks Orders tells me these people are leaving on my ship.
So fruit, gauge 4 wire, replacement crystal, dog grease, cleaning.
Yeah, I mean, we're at a dock. They're pretty much taking care of all the ship's needs right now. It's gonna be in good condition for a while.
Send us some credits for this stuff and I'll go.
She transfers over 200 credits for you. That should do it.
Cool.
Ooh, nice.
Do you know do you have a usual fire for your fire in the crystals, or have you been this dock much?
I mean, you should be able to buy some wire off of the mechanics at the dock here, but go to one of the other towers. I'm sure you can find someone that'll tell you everything else. Don't buy anything off the homeless, alright?
Are they crystals generic crystals or are they frequency?
These are first class engines, so you should be able to just get yourself some generic red crystals. That's really more has to do with what they're made of than their class. I don't know if you'll be able to find anything under upper class here, but you know.
Right, got it. Okay, right. I'll come back soon and we'll have a nosy about see if there's jobs.
Good luck. Like I said, don't die.
Okay, I
Or
love you, bye
don't get
bye.
killed.
And I'll go find Ren.
Aw, maybe she does care. She said don't die that time.
She's starting to like us. To warm up to us a
Warm
bit.
enough, yeah.
Yeah, tolerate you at least.
And of course, she saw the space bar. I mean, we're bringing good stuff.
Didn't say no to space bar. That's the important.
She didn't say no to you stuffing a rack of intelligence into the wings of her ship either. They're gone now.
Seems pretty laid back. So I'm guessing if we go over to Fire Tower route, fire from right.
Yep. Oh, assuming you just relate that conversation to me. So, wait, she said this place is falling apart and we might be able to scrap something here. You mean like on the lower levels or anything? Should we have a look around if we can find some profitable scrap?
Sure, for sure.
Alright, let's
We
see.
want to. Yeah.
So the wire from the shipwright here, 60 credits for 1,000 feet. That should probably cover all of their needs. They're blind, so I don't think they really color coordinate. You can get the bleach from the party tower for 8 credits. It's really simple concoction to put together.
Dog grease.
You can get a crate of fresh fruit for 60 credits. Fits nicely in your food crate that's already on the ship. And credits, or not the credits, crystals, is 85 credits per crystal.
So much for your 200 credits.
It's not going to stretch.
Well, it helps. She knows that you guys have some money.
It's
Had. Yeah.
but that's like 20 credits each over budget. 30?
I mean, for all you know, that could have been all the money they had.
What about some grease?
5 credits for a grease gun full of grease. Oh, hey, look at that. It's reusable.
Perfect. I mean that's not too bad. I'm willing to invest this.
To 18. We'll want more than one crystal. Yeah.
I would assume they have to be replaced in a pair or not.
Well, they asked.
Good point.
You seemed to get along just fine with one of them, frickin' broken in half, so.
Get 2.
Yeah, let's go with 2.
That brings it to 303. 103.
So that's like 34 each. All right. Appy's gonna wake up to no money.
Right? You guys just keep swiping their unconscious hand over terminals.
Yeah, we still dragging her along.
You just put some sunglasses over their eyes.
Let's see, that'll try and pry the chip out of the hand. Right, okay, I am 5 credits. From over 1,000.
Shopping episodes. Sometimes it's just like, how do I spend all this money? But I don't want to spend my money. I said, how do I spend all this money?
I always want to spend all my money. Pointless.
I have at least 171 credits remaining. I'm the richest currently, apparently.
So,
And
shall we go and try and find?
yes, let's do that.
Alright. Back to the
Any
farm map.
interesting junkyard-ish place where we can
So-
scour for something that somebody missed?
So you guys want to take the elevator down to the less populated sections? Or are you going to be looking around the public area?
Imagine darker day.
Alright. Take an elevator down to a random floor. Step out, and it smells like rust. It's kind of just got that iron taste in the. Looking around, there's some homeless people here who have set up shelters under like bits of corrugated metal and tin roof. They've taken pieces of like cockpit that have been just kind of dragged into place and converted them into stores and shops. There's people here hawking things in the street. Various food stalls and stands around here. It's a much more lively location. It's definitely a poorer location, but the people here seem to be a lot more active, willing to put in more work to get something done. You can see someone cleaning the rust off of what looks like an old rifle, and they're inspecting the barrel as it's disconnected from the chamber. They blow in it, and a whole bunch of sludge just kind of falls out of it. There's someone on the other side flipping, what are those things? The octopus balls. The ones that get deep fried in the pans. You can see at the under end of this hall that you're in a large pile of what looks like scrap metal and broken machinery that some people are picking through. And you can see someone peek around the edge of it, holding up what looks like a sort of glowing device, and another person runs over and they excitedly stuff it under their coat and run off with it.
Right. I mean, it doesn't instantly strike me like the place where we might find something valuable, because I would say every corner of it has been, scavenged clean.
This is definitely a scavenger's location, but I mean, opportunity here.
Yeah, we might be able to score some good deals if we had some money left.
You say that like he's got nothing. He's got 72 credits.
I have 171 even. It's
Oh, sorry,
amazing.
Mr. Money. Can't you?
Yeah.
Mr. Wall Street bets over.
So,
Yeah, I would maybe trying to find bear down ourselves. We do have the doors all. Say that.
You give it a couple of reciprocations, and about 30 guns get pointed your direction.
Wow.
Guns, yeah. Old style, like, black powder guns.
Look throwers. What they've been.
okay, so I grasped the opportunity, and I do step in front of Marcus. Hey, people! Now that we got your attention, we're looking for a nice deal on a cutting tool that's portable. Does any of you have anything like that for sale?
A few of them go back to whatever it is that they were doing. Get about 5 different people approach you. You can hear metal clattering under their coats, and a few of them have some prosthetics and a couple of augmentations about them. One of them even looks to be a sort of uplifted rat person.
Perfect. It's very Shadowrun.
Yeah, I've got just what you need. What you're looking for is a diamond-plated cutter. It's perfect for drilling straight through even the toughest of the core material here. And they open their jacket and reach inside and pull out what looks to be a drill with a hole cut saw mounted to it. It's got sort of a gleam to the edge of the teeth, and it looks like it's a little bit rusty around the base. And they give it a couple of shakes, and it kind of sounds like there's a piece or two rattling around inside. This is my own personal material, but I'm willing to sell it to you. Got the right price.
So, what are you looking for?
Oh, not much really. It's not all that bad. Just 88 credits and it's yours.
88 credits, having a laugh. The state of that thing.
Yeah,
Not
it's
worth more than 30.
I had to make sure it works, of course. And another one will interrupt. Don't listen to that scab. He's just trying to sell you a bit of junk, saying it all the time. What you need is a platinum blade. And they pull out what looks like a pocket knife, and the edge is glowing with a thin stream of plasma all the way around. This little ditty slices, dices, it even toasts bread. Yeah, and it lasts about 5 seconds. They put it away and scowl at them. Doesn't matter. Point is, it works.
I'm not sure if we're gonna find real quality tools here, but they sure are interesting.
Yeah, you're right about the quality. I mean, that drill thing's worth 30 credits. That pocket knife.
The next one comes up, and they have what looks like a handsaw and a price tag hanging from it, 20 credits. They have a face mask on, so it doesn't really seem like they're the talkative type. But it does look the cleanest out of anything you've seen here. In fact, it may have just been nicked from one of the upper levels. They gesture with a slow hand motion underneath of it, presenting it like they're on some sort of TV infomercial.
I have this one at home as well.
I'll offer them 5 credits for it.
Say again?
I'll offer them 5 credits.
The one that offered you a knife kind of snickers. And they shrug, put it away, and walk off. They aren't one for haggling.
Word is shot.
Yeah. It didn't seem very talkative. Well, it's all scrapped out. I mean, I know we wanted to.
Let's see. Yeah, there were 5 of them. So the 4th one under the trench coat. I don't think you're going to find much good scrap left down here. Afraid what these chaps are offering is the high end.
Yeah.
You two
I
don't really look like you know your way around here yet. I would suggest sticking to the public areas and watching your back, because now these people know that you have money. Keep that in mind.
Here's Rat Boy. Right, where are we?
don't worry, friend. We spend it all on a space bar. We don't really have anything.
Yeah,
left.
we haven't no money. Why do you think I would offer him $5, 5 credits for?
Alright, so they all disperse, and again, the crowd just, going about their business.
Yep. Totally saved our butts there.
They're a harbour master equivalent of. Ask him if any ships at dock, but outstanding debt that they
Ooh, nice.
payments.
A
I
what?
like that idea.
Hammer Master?
No harbor master.
Harbor
Like the
Master.
docks.
Oh, okay.
I mean, a hammer master. Cool.
That hammer master, forger of finest armors.
Ark, you can be the hammer master.
They don't have a hammer anymore. Other Hark sold it.
Other Hark sold it.
Take
Yeah.
it.
They sold the kinetic hammer.
Too soon, man. Soon.
Just got that. That would be such an asshole thing. You go out of your way to, like, do all this work, and you buy this thing, you're super proud of it, and you're, like, putting your final, like, personal finishing touches on it, and then next session, oh, by the way, that was sold. It's asshole.
You need to leave a note for this guy saying, "Do not touch the bar."
Do not.
Yeah,
You leave a note. Do not touch the bar. You come back. There's a fucking face print on it.
nice.
Fine, as long as it's still there.
As long as it's recognizable.
All right. So
Yeah.
you're asking if there's a harbor master on this level?
No.
On the
Oh, we go back up to the dock.
On the-
Yeah.
public level. Okay.
Yeah.
So the harbor master informs you through an intern that all of the ships coming in and out of this port are either cruisers or military personnel. The only one that has been outside of that constraint so far is Rascal.
Is the military tower?
So the military tower is the only one in this chain that has a dock. If you go to some of the other chains, you may have more.
Okay. Probably then.
Yeah.
Quickly, before we and person.
Yeah. Seems like a good shot. Start a mission that we will promptly forget about.
Right. Alright, don't think you have enough time to actually get to anything that would be able to get mission right now.
Okay.
So you're just kind of on your way there, and then you all pass out.
Oh, works.
That's fine. Yeah. That's out with no money.
A team wakes up in an elevator. Why are we on the 32nd floor?
Also, I'm wondering about the previous session. Of course, I mean we stole the thing. I would no wait words. I was pretty sure that was the goal of the other team to steal the crystal.
Yeah.
So I suppose they were at least happy with the results. Maybe wildly unorthodox, but
Yeah, as long as it got done. You guys spent like 4 or 5 sessions there, so.
yeah,